Hi, and welcome back to my blog. My name is Morgan Larson, and today we're going to be talking about buying a fixer-upper. Right now, the inventory has actually shrunk a little bit, and what's left of the inventory is a lot of fix-me-up homes. And that's fine. You don't need to be afraid because you got a lot of options out there. If you aren't, afraid to kind of dig in and use a little bit of sweat equity, as we call it, there are some loan options for you to know about. You can buy a house that needs a certain amount of work, in most cases up to $35,000 of work. There are loans through FHA, through Fannie Mae. There are conventional renovation loans, and then there's a special kind of loan called the energy efficiency mortgage. Basically, the first three allow you, within what you qualified for, to use some of that allotted money toward renovations. So maybe you need new carpet, you need a new kitchen, you need new this, that, and the other. That allotted amount of money can be put toward that. Now, remember, if you qualify for a $150,000 loan, whether you're using that money partially to fix up the house or not, it all still has to be within $150,000. You can't go above that. You can't buy a house at $150,000 and then get $35,000 more. It doesn't work like that. So basically, before you make the offer, it's wise to actually have your contractor come out and give a first bid, so you at least have an idea of how much the work is going to cost. Because if it's over a certain amount, many of these loans don't work. It needs to be within a certain budget. So have your contractor bid the job initially. Then, once you have your offer, you're putting together your offer, make sure that you write that it's a renovation loan. That's the number one. Number two, please note in there it's going to take a little bit longer to close, maybe 45 days instead of 30 days. So make sure your realtor includes that as well. Once you're in escrow, once you've been approved by the seller, and now you are actually in the process of buying the house, you need to do some thorough inspections and get very realistic bids. Okay, you need to have a contractor come out. Again, they need to be licensed and bonded. It can't just be your friend down the street who's a handyman. It can't be you. It has to be a contractor. Get those bids. Make sure they're thorough. It needs to be for any of the pest work. It needs to be for any remodel that you're going to do. You need to include it all. And maybe even wait until the initial appraisal has been done, because they often have items that will need to be completed also. Speaking of appraisals, you actually are going to have two appraisals in this process. Initially, the appraiser is going to come out. They're going to say, this is how much the house is worth in this condition. Once you fix it up, we estimate that it's going to be worth this amount. And then after closing, you'll get a third or a second appraisal, and this time they'll come out and say the final amount for what they believe the house is worth now that the work is all done. Also, after closing, before the appraisal, you are going to get the money half up front and then half at the end. So your contractor needs to know that they don't get paid up front. They get sort of, two payments, two chunks throughout the job. And also, none of those items are going to be done before you on the house. It's all going to be done after you on the house. So for you, you might, depending on the house, need to live somewhere else while the renovations are being done. So that's all good to know. So that's pretty much the process of a renovation loan. One other thing I wanted to mention, I briefly mentioned it earlier, is the EEM, or Energy Efficiency Mortgage. This is really great for you first-time home buyers, or any home buyers, really. You can have PG&E and SMUD, depending on the location, come out to the house. They do a complete energy audit. So let's say the windows aren't dual pane, or the insulation isn't good enough, so on and so forth. Maybe need an upgrade in an AC unit. They're going to audit the whole house, see what kind of efficiency, is it losing energy, are you losing money from the house? And then they will give you up to a certain amount of a mortgage, so to speak, a little loan, to get certain items fixed up. This is the one exception to, if you qualify for 150, you can't go above it. Well, really, you can with the EEM. So do know that. If you have questions about renovation loans or the EEM, give me a call. I'd love to share more information. call me, email me. Thanks so much. Have a great day.